Joining us is Senator J.V. Ejercito, Chair of the Senate Ethics Committee. Good morning, Senator. Thanks for joining us again.
Hi, good morning, Angela. Good morning, Diego. Nice to be back in your program again.
Thank you, Sen.
All right, so meron po kayong ethics complaint. Okay.
Sa committee nyo.
Yes. What's your reaction on that? And yun nga po ang tanong, bakit nga daw po ang itong Escudero ethics complaint not moved after 109 days?
First of all, the ethics committee itself has not been constituted. No? I'll just give you the timeline. I was designated as chair of the ethics committee kasi wala nang gustong kumuha ng committee doon. It's very controversial. A day before, we adjourned, I think October, no? So I was designated a day before. I was read in plenary as chair of the ethics committee a day before, and then we adjourned. Then when we resumed session, we were already deliberating on the budget. So walang plenary session. So it was all budget hearings for a month, and then after budget hearings, we had the BICAM as you know. So you can only constitute the members if it is read in the plenary. So we did not have the chance to have a plenary session. Kaya ako lang po yung member. The rest of the members have not yet been read in plenary session. We were able to have one plenary session this December but only to approve the BICAM report. So there were no other items in the agenda except for the BICAM report. So gustuhin ko man magkaroon ng hearing na, but I cannot because the committee has not been constituted, and it was because of timing, probably because nag-budget season, nag-BICAM and all, and it has not been read in plenary. So hopefully this January, this Monday when we resume session, hopefully it can already be read in plenary.
Sen, prior to itong complaint ni Attorney Marvin Aceron, ilan po bang ethics complaint na ang pumapasok sa inyo?
I think at this time there are about 4 or 5 already at this time, no? So including mine, probably it's 6 already. So
I'm sure, Sen, most of them no na hindi pa na-form yung committee nyo. Wala pa po nagsabi kay Attorney Aceron na yung situation at hindi niya ata alam?
And what I do not understand on Attorney Aceron, Diego and Angela, is that he's a lawyer. He knows that there are rules that need to be followed, there are procedures, and yung gusto niya unahin yung kay Senator Jesus Escudero, which was the 4th complaint, no, filed. So it first in first out tayo, no, as a matter of principle, and if we will follow the rules as in any other courts, no, na talagang syempre first that will be filed will be the first that will be taken up. So hindi naman pwedeng unahin yung kanya kasi gusto niya.
So sino po yung ano pong case yung unang uunahin nyo just in case when the Senate Ethics Committee is finally constituted?
Well, there are 4 other cases, Angela, but I do not want to disclose the other cases because we would want to make sure first, the committee would want to make sure first that there is enough grounds to pursue the cases, no? Kasi baka mamaya iba political lang or harassment lang. So ayaw naman natin, we do not want to subject the said legislators or senators into bad publicity or bad PR na so we will have to first screen, no, on who we will pursue kung talagang may ground. So it will not be up to me. We are a collegial body, so it will be up to the ethics committee, no. One more thing that's my dilemma is that the minority has only submitted only 1 nominee. They are entitled to 2. So sana po when we resume, I hope that they can already submit so that I can already also submit to the rules committee so that it can already be read that para ma-constitute na po itong ethics committee.
Sen, sino po yung mga possible members ng committee nyo?
Right now it's from what I remember sila Senator Bam Aquino, Francis Pangilinan, and few more others of the majority. For minority si Sen Joel Villanueva pa na, kaya we need one more, no, to complete the committee.
Pero itong pagkakaroon po ng ethics complaint filed against you, would this affect your role as Deputy Majority Leader?
I don't think so because wala pa namang grounds
Yeah.
no? So we will see. And I think it's not there's no basis no at all for that ethics committee that filed against me. First of all, there's no ethics committee to talk about yet no
Right,
kasi
right.
hindi pa ito naka-constitute. So how can I move with one person or one member? I cannot do that no. So I am constrained to take action on any complaint right now because first of all the committee has not been read or constituted. So yun ang problema ko talaga.
Okay, so one more thing, Senator, of course, pinag-uusapan po dito yung ilang buwan na pong absence ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. Will this also be discussed in the Senate Ethics Committee once kayo po ay okay na i-discuss yun sa committee?
Depends if someone files against Senator De La Rosa in his absences. Pero as of now, I don't think there is anyone. I don't have any knowledge if there is a complaint already against Senator De La Rosa.
Pero based on rules po ng Senate, ano po ba ang guidance natin pagdating sa attendance?
Lalo na pag prolonged absences.
Oo.
Well, that will have to be decided by siguro by the plenary on action and yung leadership depends na rin on how it will be treated. Siyempre, the plenary will always be supreme, no? What the decision of the whole body will be, of course, will always be supreme.
Alright, so Senator, maglambing na lang ulit kami dito, no? Since you're here na rin, if it's okay, we talk about po the impeachment complaint filed against the President. First, and then nagkasunod na po 2 araw na may 2 pa, so 3 po. Your thoughts on that?
Well, whether we are for impeachment or not, whether it's the president, vice president, or any other official, we are bound by our constitutional duty, no? Pabor man kami o hindi, kailangan namin gampanan itong trabahong to dahil yan po ang iniatas sa atin ng konstitusyon. Ang sa akin lang, I'm just want to rail my frustration, no, na parang if you come from other ASEAN countries, come from Vietnam, Bangkok, and other Malaysia, and parang they're doing all the right things, moving forward, and then here we are.
That's true.
Parang instead of moving forward, instead of talking about the infrastructure programs, the new airports, railways, and healthcare, and others, here we are talking about the flood control scandal. Tapos meron pang impeachment complaint. So personally, I feel frustrated that instead of moving forward, it seems that we are regressing. And kaya lang, again, it's our constitutional duty. No, I hope people don't get me wrong that I'm not.
Yes.
We're against impeachment, but it's our constitutional duties. I'm just expressing my frustration that we are being left behind already by ASEAN neighbors.
That's what I wanted to ask you, Sen, no? Kasi of course it's nasa Congress pa yung complaint and kunyari umabot po sa inyo tapos nagkaroon ng decision ng Supreme Court whether favorable or not, definitely there will be a impeachment complaint against VP Sara. Ngayon, dami po kaming nakakausap sa iba-ibang show ng mga businessmen saying na medyo nakakatakot mag-invest sa Philippines if you have 2 complaints against the 2 highest officials of the land. May problema daw sa political structure and if ever may magkakaroon ng power vacuum. Ano tugon niyo po dito, Sen? Kasi very critical ang first quarter nitong taon in terms of pangpaangat po ng GDP sana natin.
Well, definitely, Diego, Angela, I do agree with that. We had a very good start for this administration with the tandem of BBM and Sara sa winning as president and vice president with the biggest margin ever.
Yes.
Biggest mandate. So ang ganda ng natin ng start. We took off quite well. Investors we're looking at the Philippines. The world was looking at the Philippines at that time. But ang agang nagkaaway after 2 years, parang nagkaroon na ng falling out, no? Ang top 2 officials, and that already had a dent, I would say, on the political stability, on the international no perception, I would say. But this time around, in case the impeachment of both the president and vice president pushes through, then I think that will all the more worsen the perception towards the Philippines of political instability. Imagine, not the top two officials will be subject to impeachment
President and Vice President.
process. Yeah, the president, vice president. It will really create a vacuum, a perception of a political vacuum. So who will, talagang foreign investors will really look at other countries now. The way they are already looking at
Right.
other countries. Vietnam lang po, times 3 ang foreign direct
Yes, oo
investment
nga.
nila. And
Napag-iwanan
Cambodia
natin.
is slowly catching up on us. So, nakaka-frustrate lang na because of all of these political squabble, bickering. Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Bangkok seems to be doing all the right things, moving forward. But it seems that we are doing the opposite.
Right.
So,
Of course.
yun lang.
Well, Senator, before we let you go, we'd also like to ask you regarding the resumption of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee investigation on the anomalous flood control projects. Kamusta po yung, sa tingin nyo, yung ongoing na investigation na ito? Nakikita rin ba ulit natin na medyo tumatagilid ulit ba ang Senate leadership regarding this? And what are your thoughts also on some of the members of the Senate and former members of the Senate being implicated in this anomalous flood control project? Especially si Senator Bong na ngayon po ay binasahan ng kanyang sakdal kanina.
Well, it's sad, no? To be honest with you, syempre nakasama rin naman natin. Sad that some members are implicated, no? Ngayon nga, may arraignment na. Some members or some colleagues are being implicated. But sa akin, no, not to defend them, but as I asked during the Blue Ribbon Committee hearing kay Yusek Bernardo, who is, I think, one of the primary movers or the architects of this whole flood control scam, I asked him, ito bang pagbebenta ng mga proyekto, saan ba nangyayari ito? Yung paglalalako ng mga proyekto, saan ba nangyayari ito? Sa Senado ba meron? O sa Kongreso lamang, yung mga contractors. Yung pong tinatawag na allocables. No? When it was first brought to our attention, Diego, Angela, I remember the first time during the budget season, si Jose Cabral pa nag-mention, no? I remember, yung mga veteran senators, Senator Loren Legarda, Francis Pangilinan, they do not understand. We do not understand what allocable was. No, walang may alam sa Senado about the allocable, the term allocable. So it only applies to the House, do sa scheme nila about projects, no?
Yes.
Wala naman naglalako. Inamin ni Yusek Bernardo, yung prevalent talaga, yung paglalako at pagbebenta ng projects na pinapatungan, doon po sa House, hindi po yan sa Senado. Yung allocable, we do not know the term. We were not, even the veteran senators, again, as I mentioned, do not know about it. So, yun lang, no? Ang sa akin, sana we do not veer away from the real culprits of the scheme, of the flood control scheme, flood control mess or corruption. Of course, yung DPWH, collusion yan no? Sila Yusek Bernardo and Alcantara and the rest, Bryce Hernandez. But yung pong sa side po ng mga what they call the proponents, no? It's Saldico and the House of Representatives, the contractors. Itong Senado parang incidental, pero I think we should not veer away from the real modus, no? Kung sino talaga nagsimulan to, kasi baka naliligaw tayo. Just because there are mentions of senators, no? Although of course, if this is accountability, kung meron talagang, if there's really evidence, of course, they have to be accountable, no? Kung may senators. But we should not veer away from the real modus in order for us to introduce legislation so that this will not happen again.
Okay. Yung mabilis na tanong ko, Seng, yung yung Senate leadership, is it in danger o okay naman, stable?
As of now, it's okay, But ang ano lang kasi, you have to be, it's 15 ang majority and only 9 are majority. Minority. So, medyo malaki-laki yung minority So, manipis, I would say yung ano niya, yung difference. So, but as of this time, I don't think there is any clamor for change of leadership. So, especially at this time. Medyo, parang it will not look good that we just had a change of leadership tapos with the current situation.
Right.
So
Mas
it will
may
not
dalawang
help for
ano pa.
another thing.
Dalawang impeachment pa na pending, if ever.
I know.
Papailing na lang si
Ito.
Senator. Alright,
I know. It's really frustrating, but hopefully we will survive and get through the bottom of things. And
That's
yun
right.
po I'm hoping that, what we always talk about, Diego and Angela, yung mga advocacy ko, yung infrastructure, healthcare,
Melton.
Parang wala pa
hoping
tayong
one
update,
day-
Sen Parang puro, politicking ang
Sige,
napag-uusapan.
sa susunod,
Baka na.
Sen, next
Sa
week,
sideline.
pag-usapan natin yung yung mga batas mo next week.
Yun.
Ha? Sige, invite ka ulit namin. Alright, maraming salamat po sa
Thank
inyo,
you.
Senator J.B. Ejercito, Chair of the Senate Ethics Committee.